are going to review the pricing category or component to ICS. So under pricing, we have a couple of sections, and one key section is the quoted pricing. And this here is essentially a list of all the products for all the suppliers that you have and the prices that they've provided to you. And so it's broken down, so it's essentially just a data dump of everything. Up here we have some filtering options, so you can filter by your different suppliers. You can filter to search product codes and descriptions. We have a couple of statuses for our pricing, so anything that's in an active status is the current price, and once it expires, we set it to inactive. So this just lets you kind of filter to get all of them or just to focus on your active ones. And LC really stands for line code, and so some companies have that manufacturer code that they use to categorize or to group their products, and so some of that information is imported. So for instance, I think CON is, stands for conduit, so you can also filter to see if any of your products have conduit under it. In addition to the quoted price, there's a number of products you purchase that we don't have inputted or quoted. And what we do is we output that data under the non-quoted pricing. And so if you come to this page, sort of similar type of search, so you can search by your different suppliers. We do have an invoice search as well. So if you're looking for a specific product on the invoice, again, product code description, or by your PO number, and by your invoice date. So, again, you could probably filter this data down for the last couple of months to see what you've been purchasing that you don't have a quoted price for. And this will output all of the information here. For one of the suppliers, Delco, you can see we have a lot of products. We have 2 products here, the same product purchased twice, so 2 different times. And you can the purpose of this is to outline or to show you the number of times you're purchasing something and to see if there's any different variance in pricing. But say you did want to accept this price, we do have a add to quoted pricing table. So if we click on that link, we'll open up a second window and it will pre-populate all the key fields. And from here you can, again, make a couple of changes. One thing is you can select a category that you would want to put this into. So for now, I'll just put this in our miscellaneous because I'm not too sure where to bucket that. You can also change your effective date. So it will use the invoice date as the effective start date, but you can also change that to make it the first. The end date will be the end of the year, but again, you can also change that by clicking on the icon here and selecting any other date that's more applicable. The price is the price from the invoice. You can make edits, again, the unit and active. And when you click submit, a couple of things will happen. Is this item will get added to your quoted pricing list, and it will also be removed here. Now, in order to remove it, you will have to refresh the page. So if you just refresh the browser, you'll notice that that item is no longer on top, and that item will now be under your quoted pricing. And then you can keep going to that through the list. If you wanted to do, so for instance, if any of these products that appear here, you did not want to add to your quoted pricing, but you didn't want to see them, week after week as you come back to this page, one thing you can do is you can select the items. If you click on edit, it'll open up this pop-up, and you can just click yes to remove them. And if you click update there, what that will happen is it will flag the information on the back end so that when you come to this page, you won't have to see it over and over again. And then next, so one other component we have, so similar type of process, but it's actually for the non-ICS supplier products. So these are suppliers that you're using, that you're issuing purchase orders to, that are not a part of our ICS supplier membership. But in the same sort of situation, so if you're purchasing products, whatever you issue to them, the information will appear here. And instead of having to enter that information over and over again, what you can do in a similar manner is you can click Add to Quoted Pricing. It'll pre-populate everything from there. If you click submit, it will then add it to your quoted pricing for later use. And again, same kind of notion, once you've refreshed this page, that data will disappear. And so now that you've gone through and you've completed or you've inputted all your pricing and you're happy with it, the next stage is really to price verify all that information. And so price verification, what it does is it compares your active quoted pricing and it compares it to the invoice details that are coming through for the ICS suppliers. And so in the same kind of situation, you can filter. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do a filter, maybe on Delco here. I'll pre-populates the dates for the last month. If you click search, you'll refresh the data, and it'll show what products you've been purchasing for that period and what prices you were charged versus, so the invoice price is the price that's on the invoice versus the quoted price, and compare it to what you should be charged. And I'll highlight if there's any variance. So for instance, we see a total variance of $40. So what we can do is we'll scroll down and we have a variance on the first item here. So this product was charged $111, whereas your quoted price is $101. And so what it's showing you here, that you have a variance of $20. Same components, so same item down here, I think, charged, same rate. And so what they've done is they've overcharged you on this. And so this is the type of report that now you can send off to them. So a couple of ways to do that is, you can also sort. So if we sorted the variance by high to low, refresh and put this on top. You can do a couple of components, take a screenshot and send it to them. You can also download this data that's here, be able to open that in Excel, remove the items you're good with and send them in Excel the ones that they've overcharged you for and what that invoice it pertains to be able to get a credit. If any of these prices seem like, oh, actually, no, this is the correct price, I just forgot to update my quoted pricing, you can click on the edit button and it will allow you to edit your quoted price directly. So instead of having to go back into your quoted price, search for that product, you will be able to edit it right here. I'll input that it is $111 and update it. And give it a second to refresh. And then what it'll do is automatically update that product, and it'll update quoted here, what is expected, and show you that now there's a 0 variance. And so if you recall, that product appeared twice on our list, so it did it for both. And so that's one way that you can also maintain your quoted pricing. In the event that you didn't receive notification that it changed, you'll be able to review it here and see if any changes need to be made.